That inside line will be the preferred line on not only the start but restarts today too. Racing in Atlanta, Georgia. Great start. Chase Elliott rockets out to the lead. Christopher Bell in the 20 on the outside of teammate. And the 11, Denny Hamlin.
It's going to happen. You want it to be on a day when it's not too hot. It is a little humid out there. As long as that sun stays behind the clouds, though, it doesn't heat up the interior of that car too much, he should be okay. It's just going to be a little more work. He's been working really hard outside the race car to stay in better shape. So that's going to pay off for him.
He's also working really hard in the car. He and Matty D with a big battle. Now Reddick on the outside trying to make it 3 wide. Larson on the bottom.
You give him a little bit of room to be able to keep that momentum that he worked hard to create on the top, down the back straightaway.
And watch this. Kyle Busch has been really fast in 1 and 2 on the top because of the speed on the exit. Look at all of that speed he's got. Chase Elliott can do nothing about it this time. Just nothing to do but to let him go.
Just the last couple of years, but they'll use that timing and scoring. Junior, we had a robust debate about whether or not you actually would use it as a driver, but I think in a place like Atlanta where you're searching around as the comp caution comes out, that timing and scoring could come in handy. What Denny was saying is, I just can't finish the corner quite as well as I would like to. A little too tight. That's the biggest complaint for the 11 right now, Dave.
Third place, Chase Elliott said his car is, quote, loaded turning, and he goes too far in his pit box, has to put it in reverse.
That outside lane has always been very difficult to get launched at this racetrack, but if you're going to have to learn it right now early in the race.
Does a nice job.
See if that high line will work. Tyler Reddick in the 8, pushing the 11 into turn 1.
I think with the Xfinity cars and more power, maybe it's a little harder to hook up on that outside line, whereas with this package today.
And I still say, even if it didn't work early in this race, learn what you can and can't do.
Good run by the 22, Joey Logano. Look at the momentum there, and they spin from turn 2 into the wall.
Daniel Suarez, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
We're done.
Oh, he's Cody get loose right there. But that was such a chain reaction up the racetrack where the 47.
And once again, field approaching the Geico restart zone. Restart not as strong for Denny Hamlin as we saw Kyle Busch use that outside line and really hold on to the spot.
He's going to get a push from Austin Dillon. Now Brad's going to go and use that momentum to the very top of the racetrack, get to the outside of Kyle Larson. Larson's going to have to lift out of the gas. The 2 car continuing that momentum down the front straightaway. He's going to get up here and push his teammate. Now what is he going to do? He's got to go somewhere else where they're not. Now he's lost that momentum that he got. Alex Bowman back to his inside, side drafting, trying to stay there. Having to get really aggressive with that side draft to make it work. Dave, what do you got on the 22 car?
So it hasn't been good for Joey Logano at Atlanta. Has not won here, and it's been 6 years since he's finished in the top 5. So talking to his crew chief, Paul Wolf, this morning.
But if they can just beat Kyle Busch back to the line, they run one more lap, or at least until the yellow comes out, and they've made it to the end of this stage on the lead lap.
And go really slow.
I'm telling you.
Kyle Busch is going to win his 4th stage right here. Only had 3 all of 2020. Brother Kurt Busch finishing in 2nd. And then you talked about the pace being off quite a bit with the guys behind him. There's Denny Hamlin going by Alex Bowman and Tyler Reddick. The top 5 of stage 1. Kurt Busch, the control car on the inside in the number 1. Kyle Busch on the outside in the 18. Saw the 4 of Kevin Harvick come to pit road just before this restart.
It was running 10th. There was a lot going on with that crew member, but we'll have to follow up on the 4 as we get going.
Way too slow. The other interesting thing, minus 30 on the temperature, so you're going to see that carrier come around. He's going to slap a piece of tape on the front of the 11 car. That'll help with downforce as well, Dave.
Bubba Wallace to the inside down the front straightaway. He has a run. It's going to be difficult to complete that pass.
If you're Larson in the middle of 3 wide is never a comfortable situation.
Larson's car just does not look good today. Seems sliding around, having to lift out of that situation. Bubba Wallace makes it work.
We will check the tires that are coming off of this 22. No urgent report from them last time he was down pit road, but remember Joey working with a setup he hasn't run here before to try to get better at these low horsepower and high drag racetrack configurations. They're going to make big chassis adjustments as well. Looks like they're swinging for the fences to make sure their driver can find what he needs in the future.
And he was tight last time. Crew Chief Rudy Fugel opted to make just some air pressure adjustments. I think they're going to take a bigger swing at it this time down. Marty.
And Jonathan Hassler making the call to bring Matt DiBenedetto. And Steve, I agree with you. I'm surprised that more teams are not deciding to stay out here because it is starting to rain a little bit more here on pit road. But Denny Hamlin coming down still too tight. That's the biggest problem, Denny Hamlin, especially in 3 and 4. That's where he's losing his speed. But you're going to see a whole host of teams coming down pit road here in a bit, Dylan.
Kyle Larson on pit road, Marty, 2 seconds slower on old tires.
Yeah, Kyle Larson on pit road again. Said the car worked much better that run. Drove into the top 5. Alex Bowman also on pit road. Martin Truex Jr. on pit road. So we talked about them coming down to fix that damage earlier, Dave. When they came down to fix the damage, they put on a new set of Goodyear tires. So they were able to go just a little bit further than everybody else here.
Here comes Ryan Preece. He takes the lead away from Almirola, but look at the one. Those fresher tires, so strong as he goes through the middle, and Kurt Busch about to take the lead back here at Atlanta. And so it is, Kurt Busch out front. He has the fresher tires now. The 37 and the 10, really no reason to stay out on the racetrack. Did that tell you as far as Kurt Busch coming to the back of the 22 and not going by him?
Looks like a nice move from a veteran to a veteran.
And so it will be stage 2 winner Kurt Busch this time. The brothers have swept the stages here at Atlanta. Kyle Busch won the first stage. Kurt Busch wins the second stage. Kyle finishing second in stage 2. Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, the top 5. Third stage win of 2021 for the driver of the 1, Kurt Busch. Field now coming out of 4 and approaching the Geico restart zone.
Remember the 11 to Denny Hamlin not in the front, had that speeding penalty.
Mark Truex Jr. moving to the outside, 3 wide as they go into 1. 4 wide now.
Marty, his teammate Alex Bowman getting tighter as the race goes, and their adjustments keep taking the rear of the car out of the racetrack. Going to make an air pressure adjustment for Alex Bowman in the 48, Dave.
Behind him, Tyler Reddick got a big run on Truex. Now Keselowski underneath Reddick.
Reddick tried to block a little bit there. Kind of gave up on it, knew the 2 car had too big a run.
Changing the tire stagger just a little bit to try to help Joey today. Just trying to stay in it. Remember, a different setup for him today to try to get better on these types of tracks. Hasn't exactly panned out the way they do, but they'll have a lot more data at the end of the day for Logano. They don't know if this is going to be his last stop or not today, Marty.
You see Denny Hamlin coming on pit road. He restarted 22nd after that speeding penalty last time, Dave. Only made his way up to 18.
And look at what it does. The 1 car, Kurt Busch, drives right up to the inside of the 18. Kyle Busch off turn 4, a battle for the lead.
Door to door as they race into turn 1, and we knew lap traffic was going to come into play.
A little contact.
Oh, side by side. Kyle trying to take the air off of Kurt.
He doesn't want to take too much off. He doesn't want him sliding up the racetrack into him.
This right here is where Kurt needs. If he can keep to that left rear quarter panel, he'll have an advantage, but there's a lap car in front of him on the bottom. Where does the lap car go? That's where Kurt wants the bottom of 3 and 4. He will clear his brother here.
Kurt Busch back out in front at Atlanta.
Track your marks, race the track.
Kurt Busch looking for his 33rd career win, which would tie him with Fireball Roberts for 25th all-time in wins in the Cup Series. Fireball Roberts has won at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And now, out of 4 for the final time, Kurt Busch is going to win the brother duel. He wins at Atlanta.
That's the key mark.